All right, the big news this morning. We're just going to get right into it. And before I do get into it, you haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Well, now you
I
have
just
seen it.
I had to take a look.
I
man.
mean, come on. You ruined the surprise. We're going to unveil it for you.
Sorry, man. I just couldn't. I couldn't wait. Everyone's talking about it in the chat already. I had to see what they're talking about.
Are you? By the way, I always ask this question. Are you a uniform guy? Like, does it do anything for you?
I think it does something for me, Brent. Come on now. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to get into a little bit of the psychology of that with the chat because I really don't get why it does this to the fan base. Like, I think it's cool, but I'm not being critical of it. I'm just like, why? What's the why behind it? Why people get so excited about a new look uniform? So anyway, Kim, you ready? Thumbs up. Good to go? All right, let's. Here's what the Jaguars released in the last hour on their social media. Oh. I put some work into this, by the way.
I can see that.
I know I didn't tweet that. Jack's making a movie out of everything.
Absolutely. Ominous tones. Old school logo. Bum, bum, bum.
There it is. Does it give you the chills?
I mean, I do have goosebumps a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
You do?
Well, okay. So here's where I stand on the whole uniform thing. I am a sucker for throwbacks. You know, I love the throwback thing. If I'm being completely honest, and I've spoke on this before, the current Jaguars uniforms, while they're cool because they incorporate the teal, which I'm a big fan of, I thought they were lacking a little bit when they unveiled them. And the biggest lack for me would have been, not incorporating any kind of gold around the lettering and just kind of having a solid number with no, what do they call it, piping or lining would
That's
be?
good.
Yeah. So I think when we have an opportunity to try to go back a little bit, because the old school ones with the Jaguars on the side by the arm, 10 out of 10. So one would assume that's what they're going to be bringing back, incorporating some more gold. I'm not sure on the helmet. Do you go the old logo or the new logo just for the throwback, completion? I mean, either way, it's fine with me for the logo per se. But the jersey, if you're incorporating the gold to it, I'm all for it, Brent.
So you like the gold being added to it? I think
I just like the outline numbers a little more.
Just a little, yeah. I get what you're saying there, but I think everybody just loves the old Jaguar more than anything else, right?
Sure,
that's what's hitting people today. I mean, just the idea of going back in those old uniforms, the Fred Taylors, the Jimmy Smiths, the Mark Brunells, that uniform that is very, synonymous with the Jaguars. And by the way, the glory days of the Jags, it was their best run, right? Their sustained success. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. I mean, obviously, now you get 25, 30 years into an organization and you have your favorite times and you have the best time of the organization. That was the most sustained success. That was an exciting time around here. That was where a lot of your best players have come from that are in the pride of the Jaguars now. I wonder how much of it is that emotional tie for a fan base that has gotten older with this team and back to their childhood. Mm-hmm. Is that a little bit of it as much as the actual throwback uniform?
I mean, it could definitely be nostalgia of better times,
That's
one would say. Just because you think about, the dual colored helmet, you think about that. I mean, that was 2017. You had that one good year.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the rest was, people were leaving and you weren't winning a lot. So those dual, and then also the whole mustard colored thing too is known for this as well. So people probably have a good connotation with that. And then this newer one that was unveiled, where it got unveiled first in the airport, if I'm not mistaken. If that's what happened.
Is that what happened?
Isn't that what? Yeah, the latest one.
Oh, like they're in right now.
The official jersey. Yeah, got unveiled in the airport and everything. So it kind of took a little bit away from it. And like I said, I mean, I'm not mad at the current jerseys that they have, but once again, I think their numbers, to me, they leave a little bit to be desired. So I think bringing back the gold, bringing back the Jaguar on the arm, it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I like it too. I like all the things that you just said. I mean, I don't mind it. I like the fact that the fans get excited about it. I don't, but I guess that could be because I wasn't here. I wonder if that's a little bit of it. It doesn't, I'm just being honest. It doesn't oh my gosh, what a morning. People are whoa, yeah. I wasn't here. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't. Or I say this all the time anyway. Like, I'm not a huge uniform guy. I might be like, hey, that's a cool uniform. I like the uniform, but I'm not like getting uber excited about anybody that has uniforms. And I just think our society does, our world does, which is fine. That's why we can create logos and people like Nike and people like different brands. Like, that's just the way it goes.
So, like, there was no excitement when they unveiled their new logo, like back in the day, or there's no excitement like when they had their new jerseys unveiled a couple years ago?
I mean, the only time I got really probably excited about it is because we got a behind-the-scenes look like more than a decade ago at the new uniforms. Like, when they did that, we went out to Oregon, and so I got to be a behind-the-scenes peek at that. So that was kind of fun. But, yeah, again, some things resonate different for all of us. The uniform stuff doesn't do it for me. But I've never also been this, Austin. I'm not like a buying jersey guy. Sure. And I'm not saying you have to be to like the uniform stuff, but I think a lot of people like to buy jerseys, collect jerseys, those kind of things. I'm not that guy either. So I think this ties it all together. It's good that the fan base gets excited. Sell some tickets here 10 days before the draft.
There you go. Smart.
But I am I think the Jags uniforms, by the way, are fine now. I get what you're saying about the outline of it, but I think this wrinkle is nice. And the Jags had to wait on this. I mean, this has been a couple years in the works. Like, they've been eyeing this thing to have it, and I think there's kind of rumor we're starting to spread, right? The anticipation of it. The league has rules. They just added another rule, I think, where you can actually, going into 25, do another alternate helmet. I think it was.
Okay.
I think I saw that, if I'm not mistaken. So what's everybody saying? Yeah, let NFL allow 3 helmets. Could they use the Jag mullet helmet? The best helmet 2017. I don't know if Matt's being truthful here. May or may not have purchased the Throwback Baselli on eBay this morning, says Z Fortner.
Nice.
Maybe with your winnings from the bracket. I got to get you that, Z Fortner. We'll do we got to pay off that bracket.
Did he win? He won something?
Well, he won something, yeah. I think he beat one of us. Like
okay.
Me.
Yeah, there you go.
The uniforms we have now are not fine, Brent.
Yeah.
When do we get to see them and buy one? That I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when all that comes out. Usually, I think in the past, I think it's been all over the place. I think it's been around the draft. I think it's been like around the schedule. Remember, Jags used to do State of the Franchise. So there was that part that they would reveal some stuff. But I also think that there could be like deeper into the summer it's been in the past. But I would say pretty soon. I mean, it's a good time to do it, right? They just said 30th anniversary patch on. I don't know if they have the 30th anniversary patch, but, to be able to do a throwback on your 30th year is kind of a cool deal. The Jags are no longer that young, too, as an organization. You can have all these reincarnations of uniforms and players and different generations of people that associate with different eras of this team. Like, we are to that point that they're no longer an organization in its infancy.
No, for sure. Yeah, they're in their adolescence, would you say? Or
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, they're not full grown up.
Do you think it's a little gamesmanship from Jacksonville to release it right after the Jets just dropped their uniforms, their new ones?
I don't think that's the case. Like, okay. I think
just kind of fell in line.
I think they all do it at certain times. Have I told you the uniform story? I've told you the uniform story.
If you have, I can't remember it.
All right, so we go to. I don't know how much I'm supposed to reveal of this story, but I'll reveal.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
So if you haven't heard the uniform story,
here we go.
Claim to fame or not, I was just telling you about, like, I think it was 11 years ago. Something came up on Facebook recently, like a memory, and I think it was 11 years ago when we went out to Oregon, and we were spent like 36 hours out in Oregon, and I think we went because we were the official station of the Jags as part of it, and we went with the Jags team as well of people, and we went in April, but because I went from the Masters right to it, like came back, boom, jumped on a plane, went, and so we went to Nike headquarters out there, which was really cool to see some of the stuff. They couldn't show us everything, but they show some. They do a whole presentation. Justin Blackmon was the guy modeling the uniform.
Nice.
So that will give you some time and space on it. So they do this whole thing, and basically they're showing you in April, but they said you couldn't reveal until, again, this one I think came in like June or July. It might have been right before training camp. Would that make sense? I don't know, but it was a bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we got it in April, and it was a bit. You had to hold on. So you basically embargoed it, and what that means is hey, you can gather all the stuff, you'll be ready to go, but you can't release anything until it's time to go. We got a special sneak peek behind the scenes, but you can't break the news on it. And that was the agreement. So we do that. We get all these pictures. We get video. We do some stories behind the scenes. It was really cool. It was a great experience. Well, during that stretch, like we had taken a bunch of pictures, and I forgot after where they did this presentation. It was like an hour.
Okay. And
right after that presentation, we go to another room. Well, I forgot a battery or tripod. I think it was a battery in the room we were just in. So like, okay, I go back and get the battery. And I was like, I didn't see this when I walked in. It's all these mannequins of all the teams, all 32 teams, with the Jags in there too. And I'm like, all right, get another picture of that. Had my phone on me. So anyway.
Of course, had your phone on you.
Of course. So we do the photo dump whenever it's released. And all of a sudden, I'm going live at the stadium at 5 o'clock on the stadium release date. On the uniform release date. Everybody's excited talking about it. And I'm in the parking lot, and I get this call from the Jags. It's like, hey, did you, release the Miami Dolphins jersey or take pictures? Or I'm like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're even talking. I was clueless what they were talking about. And this is how innocent this was. I really had no idea. Well, apparently, the Miami Dolphins, us, and I think
the Vikings, wasn't it?
It was the Vikings.
Nailed it. Yes.
Yeah, good work for you.
I still got it.
I think the three teams, which I didn't realize at the time that these other teams were doing it. I don't know if I missed that part or just didn't know. But to your point, they all unveil at different times. Well, I guess the Dolphins hadn't unveiled yet. And all of a sudden, their message boards and chats are seeing this image
from you
up on our stuff.
Yes.
On Action News Jax. Because it's that mannequin shot, and it has the Dolphins and the Vikings in it too. But the Vikings had already released.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. I basically spoiled.
Well, yeah, so here's the thing. Did you get in trouble for that? Because it's not like it's your team that you spoiled. You spoiled the Dolphins. Who cares? They're 7 hours south. Who cares?
I never got in trouble for it.
Yeah, good.
But I think I also got protected on it. And I also think I'm never allowed in Nike headquarters again.
Phil Knight said absolutely not. Get him out of here.
I think that might have been the last time. I don't know. I've hesitated to ask.
Oh, you had to read it for everybody.
Of that.
Yeah. So we haven't seen anybody from news stations go back to Nike headquarters since you did that. Nicely done.
I don't know. Maybe they have. I know this. We haven't been invited back.
Yeah.
So, man, I always. It's funny. I always say this about and you know this because you got in trouble all the time when you were a kid. So,
oh yeah,
you've documented it.
Yeah,
but there's sometimes you're really trying to skirt the rules.
All the time, yeah. Story of my life.
Yeah. You're trying to skirt the rules and you're hoping you don't get caught.
Yeah.
And this is one of those times there was no intent.
Yeah,
there was no intent.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what had happened.
Yeah.
I honestly, I was like, what are you calling me? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, well, yeah, whatever pictures are up there. We put the pictures up there. And I had to backtrack that story.
Did you have to issue an apology or anything?
No, I don't think so. I really think the hero of that moment was probably Dan Edwards from the Jags.
Okay.
I think he saved me there.
Solid dude, by the way.
Yes. I think I always am in debt for that. What are you going to do? What's my punishment going to be, though?
Yeah, it's from Miami. What are they going to do?
It's not like I
can't come to the Miami press box.
It's not like the night before the Jags revealed, I started to push photos out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be malicious in intent and all that stuff. But
I got an invite to the Lions release party if you want to go to that.
You already have one? What, they got one coming up?
Yeah, I think it's this week.
Really?
The Lions.
So you got an invite?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I don't know. It's at their Ford Field. It's a special gala event, whatever you want to call it. Mixer. I don't know.
You know what's interesting? You know what I don't know is what uniform the Jags have sold the most of. You wonder what combination they do and how much this will sell. This will be an interesting one to keep.
Oh, this one's going to sell.
You would think, right?
This is going to be hot in the streets, Brent. Yes, absolutely.
Do you want one?
Oh, I'm gonna definitely take a look.
Can you customize an Austen Lane one, even though
even though I don't?
Why not?
I'm good.
That would actually, by the way, that would be a nice touch by the Jags organization.
Yeah,
is to send one to all their former players.
Brent, now you got something. Not going to happen.
I'll suggest it to the team.
Hey, not going to happen, but.
No, seriously. Like, you talk
Brent,
about what the Lions do.
I got to pay $75 for my old jersey still like in the pro shop that they still have, the authentic ones.
Really?
Yeah.
They have an Austen Lane jersey still up there?
There was a couple years ago because somebody bought it and said, hey, do you want this? And I'm like, where'd you get it? He's like, I bought it from like the used fan thing. It was like $75. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I got plenty of them. I'm good. I'm all set.
Well, I
I didn't mean to burst your bubble.
I think I might tell the Jags about that. It's a good idea, though, right? It would mean something to a former player to get.
It would definitely mean something, but I don't think they're going to do it, Brent.
Why not?
I don't think they do that. Like, what? That's a lot of jerseys for. Are we getting every?
How many guys have played for the Jags?
Like just in and out?
Yeah,
a lot. Thousands.
Do like a year of service.
Thousands.
How about draft picks?
Oh, well, see, now you're starting to limit it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but then what about the undrafted guys that dominated?
I don't know what the story is, but you can have it cut off. But you obviously, like, listen, maybe
someone's going to have a lot of work on their hands, Brent.
It's $1 billion business, all right?
Sure.
Like, they're probably not going to do it, but you say it all the time, the things that the Lions do.
Sure. Yeah, but the Lions are going to be an Austen Lane retro jersey.
Well, they're not, but they're inviting you to uniform reveals still.
They are, yeah.
All right, so
I'm set, man. Like, yeah, don't put it. Don't.
It's not all about you. It's about all the rest. Like,
okay, everybody else,
that could be
but
a cool gesture.
Yeah, that's a great gesture, but you're putting a lot of work on someone's plate that I'm not trying to be a part. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to make someone's job a lot harder.
They do have a seamstress down there. That would be a big summer.
It's gonna be some arthritis.
Yeah,
better get out the Theragesic or whatever because your hands gonna be hurting.
There's easier way to do it. You can patch that sucker up.
Just get Fanatics on the horn.
That's what I'm saying.
We all get a replica. It's not even authentic. Just like a replica. Cheap
and then
material.
that would get criticized.
Oh yeah,
there's no win here.
We can't. Yeah, there's no win, Brent. Just hey, let it go, man. It's all good.